In 1773, the ancient city of Antigua was hit by an earthquake. It wasn't the first earthquake to hit Guatemala, and it wasn't the last. But this particular earthquake was so devastating that it led to the capital of Guatemala being moved from Antigua to Guatemala City, where it is today. And in fact, for many years, the city of Antigua was essentially abandoned. The devastation had been so much that the Spanish ordered the capital to be moved. And essentially, all the residents of Antigua moved to Guatemala City. And so I invite you to keep this history in mind as we explore the streets of Antigua today. And also as you look around this hotel that I'm staying at. It's a hotel like no other I've ever been at before. This is the Hotel Santo Domingo. And as you can see, it was quite literally built around the ancient ruins of the old city of Antigua. And so you have rooms, and when you walk out of the room, you feel like you're in a museum. Or more appropriately, you feel like you've stepped back in time. It really is a unique experience. And of course, for anyone who doesn't need 5-star accommodation, you can also visit this and do an independent tour of the ruins themselves. So this whole area would have been built by the church several hundred years ago. Really interesting what they've done with this space. Anyway, YouTube, that's enough talking for now, because it's already 10:18, and at 10:30 we have someplace to be. You ready for this? Let's go. Spider-Man in the garbage. Not sure what that's all about. There's the famous yellow archway behind me. One of the more scenic photo-taking opportunities in Antigua. And there's Pollo Campero, the best fried chicken in all of Guatemala. Anyway, YouTube, I've been talking way too much. We're 10 minutes late. We gotta hurry. Come on.
Hey, how are you doing?
Very
This is
good.
Dan, Fernando.
This is my.
You can never say sorry for a cat.
This is my boss.
Mucho gusto, Fernando. Sorry I'm late.
And this is her table. See, that's her.
I didn't even see
the
that.
way to the table.
Oh my gosh, that's cool. In the coffee beans.
You're famous.
Oh yeah, she is the boss.
Gracias, de nada.
So yeah, but Fernando has been, well, I mean, obviously he's from Guatemala, born and raised in Guatemala City. He's based here in Antigua for how long?
Since 1999.
1999. So kind of like when he was in middle school. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
Have you seen big changes in the tourism in Antigua since 1999 to today? Or was it always popular?
Big changes? No, it was always popular. The big changes have been in the form of when I came here, this was the only good cafe in town. Period.
Oh wow.
Serious?
Now, although Antigua is only 9 by 9, at least there's 6 very good cafes. So that has changed. But then, if you want to have the best quality, you have to pay. I'm not just paying like Starbucks does, which is a joke. By comparison to the price they sell, that has to be in relation.
That's quite interesting to me, because the way Starbucks, they brand themselves, you know, sometimes you see they have pictures of farmers on the wall. They give the appearance that they are taking care of everyone, but you're saying they're actually not treating the farmers well?
The price they pay might be slightly higher than the commodity price, but it has to be in relation of the price that you're selling for.
You don't like fair trade.
I
And you also have.
Fair trade is not transparent. I can give you examples of videos that you can see, small documentaries that have been performed that prove that it makes absolutely no sense. But it's really good marketing, a really good marketing tool in the industrial age.
You're saying that fair trade doesn't necessarily make a big difference. Doesn't make any difference.
I don't even follow the price, but let's say that they are paying right right now 141. I'm not sure, but you can corroborate. 141. And then that coffee is going to be sold for about $18 and not even a pound. Sometimes it's 12 ounces. Where's the fairness?
So they
There's
use
no relation between what the roaster, coffee shop owner, whatever is making in relation to what the farmer is receiving, and that's my problem.
so they use the branding to make more money.
Oh, that
Yeah.
that brand, the shitty brand is completely aimed toward your heart and aimed to make you feel guilty
Yeah.
if you don't comply with them. And guilt belongs to the church. I don't follow a church. That's why I don't do it. I don't care for your heart. I want your mind. I want you to think.
You know, it was interesting learning about the coffee production and how certain coffee brands that you think might be helping the farmers aren't actually doing very much at all. And just as we were having this conversation, this guy at the next table jumped in. You know, he was working on a laptop and he said, you know, there's this cryptocurrency called VeChain that is working to solve this problem by using blockchain technology to track every step of the way where the coffee beans come from, to ensure that the coffee you're drinking in your cup is actually sourced from someplace that is paying the farmers fairly. And of course, my channel is not about investment advice. I'm not telling you should go invest in VeChain or whatever, but I do think it's interesting to see how these emerging technologies can be used to shape the future of Guatemala and coffee production. We started this video looking at the past of Antigua. Maybe now we're having a glimpse into the future and how technology can change the life of Guatemalan farmers. Gracias por todo.
Take care.
Thanks so much. So Francisco, what do you know about this beautiful church behind us?
I know it's a beautiful church. I've been here a bunch of times. I've actually went to mass here before. It's La Merced Church, and it goes back to the 1700s, maybe 1600s. I'm not really sure, but it's obviously beautiful yellow. One thing I can tell you is these bells chime a lot, especially on Sunday mornings. And one time I stayed at a hostel right by Fernando's.
Hola.
Yeah.
And every 15 minutes, these bells were going off.
Wow. Okay, story time. So as we walk by this beautiful church, I noticed something unusual in your hand, Francisco. You have a single spoon.
It's like a little small serving spoon. Maybe one you might dip coffee out of.
Any reason you're carrying that today?
Well, about 2 months ago, I was here in Antigua. I was with a bunch of friends. We rented a really nice Airbnb. I mean, this place is immaculate. It's got statues everywhere inside, a beautiful courtyard, a rooftop. And anyway, we left there and we took a shuttle to Lake Atitlan. 3 or 4 hours after we checked out, I get a message from the Airbnb host. Hey, Francisco, the housekeeper, said you guys were a wonderful guest. But we discovered we're missing a spoon, which to discover this within a few hours, like they're doing inventory of this whole place, right? And first of all, I was like, a spoon? We don't have a spoon. I'm texting friends like who were in other places. One was on the way back to the U.S. at this point. I said, I'm sorry, I have to text you guys. Does anybody happen to have a spoon in their bag somewhere? No one had a spoon, and we thought it was ridiculous. 4 or 5 hours went by, and I never messaged the guy back. I was like, whatever, we don't have a spoon. Well, anyway, 4 or 5 hours later, I'm sitting there on Lake Atitlan looking at the beautiful view, and I get a message from this guy through the Airbnb app, and he says, Francisco, I'm sorry, I'm just checking back in if you happen to have found that spoon. And I messaged him back, I'm like, I'm sorry, we don't have a spoon. And all of a sudden, a little light bulb in my head went off, and I thought, oh my gosh. And I ran to the kitchen, and I had been carrying around a coffee bag. We were using that coffee for the coffee maker in the Airbnb. And I had actually left this spoon in there, and it was sitting in the coffee bag. And I was like, so anyway, then I was like thinking to myself, this would be a cool thing to just carry around the world with me and take pictures of this spoon for the next 20 years. But the guy really wants his spoon back. And I said, hey, how much can I just send you for the spoon? And he goes, well, Francisco, if I I'm gonna have to, you can't just buy one spoon, so I would have to charge you for 6 spoons. Boy, this guy really wants the spoon back. So.
This is like a really expensive, nice Airbnb.
This
right?
is like a really expensive, nice house. These people aren't hurting for a spoon.
Okay.
And anyway, so I'm now back in Antigua 2 months later.
2 months later.
And by the way, he has messaged me several times about this spoon and like, have you been back in Antigua? So today I said, I'm back in Antigua.
Nice
Can I drop off the spoon?
Yeah.
It's actually nothing special. It's a decent, nice spoon.
I think that's a good A+ spoon.
Yeah, I don't.
Kind of small, but you know.
Must be
Yeah.
special.
Spoon.
But anyway, so instead of traveling the world with this spoon, I'm just going to return this to the rightful owner because I do not want to be accused of being a spoon thief.
I'll steal a fork, I'll steal a knife, but I will never steal your spoon. Anyway, we're gonna stop by, I think we're gonna check out the local market here in Antigua. And then we're gonna let our spoon friend return to its rightful home. So Kristen,
Hey.
some YouTube viewers might remember from you from the first day when we
I
were
know.
walking around Guatemala City. You've now had almost a week to explore Guatemala. What do you think of the country?
It has exceeded my expectations 100%. I've traveled a bunch and have to say I've felt safe. People have been friendly and it has a lot to offer from mountains to city to ruins. It's awesome.
What would you say to any fellow Americans who might be like, oh, I'm not going to go there, it's too dangerous?
I say get off the regular path. There's a lot of places to experience here that are a little different than your normal Cancun resort.
Well said. We just stumbled into the local market. I now put on my face mask to acknowledge that there's going to be more people around us. But yeah, this is the kind of place you can find some really good deals in Guatemala. Tons of tiendas, tons of places to buy souvenirs in this country. But when you go where the locals go, that's when the prices start to get lower. ¿Qué es esto?
Es la bandera de Antigua.
Ah, bandera de Antigua.
De la
La
ciudad.
ciudad de Antigua.
Sí, de la ciudad.
You seen that one before, Francisco?
What's up?
It's the Antigua flag.
Oh, cool.
¿De dónde son?
Soy de Canadá
Oh,
y Estados Unidos.
oh sí.
Hace en Guatemala hace marzo.
Oh, marzo.
Sí, sí.
Ah,
Vivo en Guatemala City.
ah, qué bien.
Sí.
¿Cómo le parece?
¿Cómo qué?
¿Cómo le parece? How do you like
Oh,
Guatemala?
How do you like it?
mucho buena. Muy buena experiencia.
Ah, qué bien.
Sí, sí.
Está en casa. Bienvenido siempre.
Gracias.
Feliz día.
Francisco.
Here at the local market, I can get this guy
Should we ask how much? Should we find out how much?
4 spoons. They're pretty close. They're not the same.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
5 quetzales.
5 por todo.
No, cada una.
5 para uno. So 5 quetzales is the going price.
Per spoon.
Yeah, per spoon. I mean, I gotta find the story behind this spoon. It must be their grandmother's spoon or something.
I don't
Don't you think?
think you're using your grandmother's spoon for Airbnb guests.
I almost bought a belt for 80 quetzales made here in Antigua. They just didn't have my size. I was also looking for shoes, but they definitely don't have my size. My feet are big even for Canada. Here, I'm a big foot. I asked if he had big shoes. I'm a European, size 47. He's like, no, highest is 43.
Yeah, not in Guatemala.
I'm not made for this country. But yeah, lots of good deals around here if you're looking for things, clothing in particular.
Oh, gracias.
Hace poco video de YouTube de todo Antigua.
Ah, ok, ok.
En Nivea tenemos una receta con vitamina C y aceite de aguacate que te protege y recupera el tono natural de tus axilas.
¿Te gusta el vida Antigua?
Me encanta.
Me encanta.
Sí.
Sí. Es muy bonita aquí.
Para mí es la mejor ciudad de Guatemala.
Mejor ciudad.
Sí.
Ah.
para mí.
¿Qué es tu nombre?
Eduardo.
Eduardo, mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Sí, sí,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Have a nice day.
80 quetzales, that's about 10 US dollars, for a belt that's made here in Antigua, Guatemala. You gotta love it. And now, this spoon is going back to its rightful home. But before we go there, you know, I just want to give a chance to thank Francisco for this trip we've been on. Your first ever time running a tour group, right?
First group trip. You know, I'm a long-time traveler, and I brought a lot of friends to Guatemala this past year during my time here. But first organized, planned trip, you know, that people can sign up and pay for.
And as always, links in the description for how you could find out more about something like this.
These amazing ruins that are right across from this Airbnb house, which is also like amazing inside. You know, the amazing thing about Antigua is all these buildings, you never know what's on the other side. There could just be like amazing courtyards inside, which there is here. They have an awesome rooftop. So we're gonna now knock on this amazing wooden door. We're gonna see if the housekeeper, should I say his name, is here. Well, he's not the one that's been messaging me. That's the home owner. The housekeeper is the one that maintains the place. So let's see. I think it's just a big. Oh,
Go for it.
it's this. Look, check this out. It's like a freaking dungeon, like a castle.
Oh my God.
Watch this. Watch this.
This is history in the making. Antigua spoon history.
Let's see. Hola, Sergio.
Hola.
Tango. Look at that.
Está bien, ahorita salgo.
2 months later.
He recognized
I
it.
am not a spoon thief. Anyway.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Gusto
Buen
verlos.
día.
Nos vemos, Dios.
¿Tienen fotos de...?
claro.
Ah, es muy bien.
Pase.
It's
Ah,
a
gracias.
wonderful house.
I'd like to just have a little look. Well, they look like they could really use an extra spoon here, that's for sure. Oh my God. If the owners of this place ever watch this video, I'm not making fun of you guys. It's just a funny story.
You want to see the courtyard?
Yeah, let's go.
This is like really gonna. I mean, honestly, this is an Airbnb I would stay at again and again. It's really beautiful. There's 4 or 5 bedrooms. Buen día.
Se cuida.
Buenas tardes.
Adiós.
Bye. Humble little place. They need every spoon they can get. But I hope you've enjoyed this one. It's been a lot of fun. As always, I'm Dan from The New Travel. I'll see you next time. Watch, 10 minutes later, he's gonna get a text. This is the wrong spoon. Hey guys, thanks a lot for making it to the end of the video. Like most of my videos, there are no sponsors on this content, so this is made possible by the generous support of people like those names you see floating by my head. If you would also like to see your name floating by my head, here's a couple ways that you can support. As always, super grateful for your viewership, and I will catch you next time. Peace.